Hello. So this is for my sons that I don't get to see very often, and well, my youngest son, I haven't seen him since he was little. So a little bit about Dad. So I'm living on a sailboat, and I'm in Florida. It's getting cloudy, and the forecast for a whole week, it's supposed to rain, and the problem with that is I have a leak at the output shaft, and I mean it's not a big leak, but it's like a trickle. But without any sun power, with it being cloudy and it raining, I'm my batteries. I'm worried that they may not charge, and then the pump, the bilge pump that takes electricity won't be able to pump out the leak. So we'll see how that goes. I'll try and conserve energy as much as I can, run the fan. Anyway, so I do this for my boys, kind of let them know a little bit about Dad. And I left off. I had gotten back from Alaska. I was on this religious trek, as it were. Didn't last very long. It was 18, 19. I moved out. Well, I moved in with my dad for I don't remember, a month or something, and his wife, and I guess she didn't feel comfortable with me living there, and they helped me get an apartment, my first apartment in Paso Robles, California. And I liked that apartment. It was nice. It was downtown Paso Robles, a little town up there in California, Central Coast. And I was getting close to God, and they actually helped me get a job too with their neighbor. And I was working for a place that just was an aircraft hardware distributor. And oh yeah, that first apartment, I was so poor. I remember I ate a lot of potatoes, a lot of eggs, a lot of rice and potatoes. It's filling and it's cheap. And I was driving my grandpa's old '64 Dodge pickup, and that thing had a slant six in it. And I remember at one point I replaced the engine with an engine from the junkyard, and some help. And somebody, what was his name? Anyway, I saved my money, and I remember I finally saved up like $800 or something, and I went to the dentist and had to have my wisdom teeth taken out. And guess how much money I got? It was $800. That is funny. And I started working, that's the radio, emergency channel. I listen to that sometimes just because I don't know, you're supposed to have it on, and I get bored, and it's nice to hear somebody talking, I guess. I started working a job in the evenings too, and I was working at a burger joint in the evening, and I think during that time I took a class at community college there. I remember there was a guy, it was a welding class. I thought maybe I would like to be a welder. There was a guy in there, he had just done 10 years in the Navy, and was looking for a career change, and he was thinking about welding too. And I was like, gee, you did 10 years in the Navy, you were like halfway to retirement, why'd you get out? He goes, oh, well, I was a submariner. So, this shirt looks kind of hokey, doesn't it? And I said, it was blocking that now. I said, he said, yeah, 10 years being a submariner is rough. I bet it was. I can't imagine being on one of those little submarines underwater for any extended period of time like those guys were, or are. Anyway, there's a storm coming. I can hear the wind blowing. I'm trying to think if there's anything I need to do before the storm comes. There are a couple things. I need to lash down my kayak, and a couple things I need to do. Check the mooring line. Anyway, so I was they had the best onion rings, and I was chopping up the onions, and I was crying. This guy comes in a military uniform, and I get tears coming out. He goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "Oh, I'm chopping onions." He goes, "No, I mean, what are you doing in here?" I was like, "Well, it's my second job. I'm working here." And he said, "You know what I do?" I said, "No, what's that?" He said, I guard the nuclear warheads that get transported back and forth throughout the country." And I thought, "Wow, that sounds pretty interesting." And I ended up talking to an Army recruiter. I went into the Marines too, but they wouldn't offer me the job I wanted. You just had to, they were just big on you being a Marine, and then we give you whatever job you wanted. And I wanted to pick a job because I wanted to do something for 3 or 4 years, learn a trade in the military, and then get out and have something to fall back on. But I really wanted also to go for school money, so that I wanted to go to Bible college and learn biblical languages. I was really interested in understanding the ancient Koine Greek and Hebrew. I had been studying the Bible, a lot, and I realized there were, in the English translation, some differences, and some little differences with the meanings in the Bible. If you understood the original language, and so anyway, that interested me, and I ended up joining, and I left for basic training, and I think that's where I'll leave off for today, and go get ready for the storm, and you guys have a wonderful day.